Meanwhile, the moment Van locked the door, her gave out. She sank onto the floor, hugging her. As the tears streamed down her cheeks, she cried silently. She never imagined Jungkook, her Jungkook, the boy she raised, could look at her with such a different intentions. She felt betrayed, shocked, and confused. Her eyes, still blurry with the tears, fell on the small frame placed on her nightstand. It was a picture of Jungkook at 16, round cheeks, soft eyes, eyes full of innocence, the sweet boy she once protected. Van reached out and touched the frame gently. You were such a good boy, she whispered shakily. What happened to you? Her gaze then moved to the large frame picture on the wall, taken a last year. Jungkook was a tall, muscular shoulder, almost beside her. His arm was around her shoulder, his expression more. Van let out a faint chuckle through her tears. He grew, she murmured, but the smile faded. He is not little Jungkook anymore. Van sighed. No, he had grown into a man with extreme, a man who saw her as a something more than family. Her tightened, she on the still crying softly until exhaustion finally pulled her into. The next morning, a soft knock woke her. Van, please open the door. His voice was almost broken. Van, please, I did not. I'm sorry. Just open the door. Van sighed. Van could not hide forever. Slowly she stood up and opened the door. The moment Jungkook saw her, tired eyes, puffy cheeks, his entire face softened with relief. Van, he whispered, and before she could react, he hugged her tightly. Not just a hug, he her into his big arm wrapping around her like like he was scared she had vanished. He is practically her small frame. I thought you would not open the door. He shakily into her hair. I thought you me. Van stiffened, not hugging him back. He loosened his hold immediately and stepped away, feeling his eyes. I made breakfast. Come eat. You did not eat anything last night, he said quietly. Van hesitated, but won her stomach softly. Her She did not say anything, just walked past him and went to the dining table. Jungkook followed quickly, almost too eager. He served her carefully, placing everything with trembling hands. Van started eating. It was delicious, perfectly cooked. She hated that it tasted so good. Jungkook watched her like she was the only thing in his world. How is it? He asked softly, hoping for even a tiny smile. Van did not respond. She just kept eating. But the silent reaction him more than yelling would have. He swallowed, looking down. After a long moment, Jungkook finally spoke. His voice was low, heavy with a regret. Van, I'm sorry for last night, for everything I said. He did not wait for her reply. He grabbed his jacket and walked out to the front door. The house felt silent again. Van stopped eating, staring at the door he just left through. For the first time, she felt a strange emptiness, a silence that felt too cold, too lonely. The house was silent, only the ticking clock echoed in the living room as the van waited on the couch, staring at the front door again and again. No matter how angry she was, no matter how much she hated hearing those words he said last night, there was a part inside her that always worried for Jungkook. She hugged her, sighing, where did he go without telling me? She whispered, irritation mixed with a concern. Hour passed. The sun set, and just when she thought he might not return at all, the door creaked open. Jungkook stumbled inside, his steps uneven, his hair a little messy. Jungkook, one rushed to him before he could fall. He leaned on her, eyes red. He allowed her to hold him as he mumbled like a lost boy. He suddenly made her sit on the couch and in front of her. His head bowed. I'm sorry again. He voice shaking. I realize my mistake. I wanna not stop you from meeting anyone now. For a moment his eyes softened, gentle, broken, but suddenly he leaned closer, voice turning even in his state. But that doesn't mean he tilted his staring at her. You can make a boyfriend, huh? Vine stared at him, being done with him, wiping her tears away. He'll never change, she whispered. Vine did not speak to him at all, but Jungkook did. He talked to her every day, softly, carefully. Yet she never replied. He respected her silence, but it him. Still he stayed close, watching her from a distance, waiting for one look from her. They were walking home after buying groceries. Jungkook carried all the heavy bags while Van looked around the shops, checking if they missed anything. Everything felt normal, everything felt safe until black cars suddenly surrounded them. Before Van could react, started. Van, Jungkook threw the bags away and grabbed her, dragging her behind a parked car as a flew everywhere. People started to run away in to save themselves. But one man standing the shadows away lifted his straight at Van. Jungkook saw it. He did not hesitate. No! He pushed Van away. The itself into Jungkook's. His eyes widening, stopping for a second before he on the road. Jungkook! Van screamed, rushing to him. She cupped his pale face with her trembling hands, tears falling uncontrollably. Stay with me, Jungkook. Look at me, please. One voice cracked. Suddenly, several men in black suits stormed forward. One tried to lift Jungkook. Don't him, Van shouted, hugging Jungkook tightly. Then a white car arrived. A man in spotless white suit, silver hair, slick back, stepped out with an aura that froze the entire street. He beside Jungkook, eyes trembling the moment he Jungkook's cheek. My grandson. Van looked at him in disbelief. Grandson? But even in this, Jungkook did not let go of her. His hand gripped her tightly. The old man looked at Van, firm yet urgent. We need to take him to the hospital right now. Van did not trust them, but seeing Jungkook's, hearing his, she nodded on her tears. They lifted Jungkook carefully, but his hand refused to let go of Van, so they allowed her to get inside the car with him, and the door closed the night, everything behind them. Van sat on the bench while continuously wiping her tears, which is falling a non-stop. Dear, don't worry, Jungkook will be okay. Van looked at him. She just nodded while her mind is filled with a question, but she did not find this right time to ask him. You all leave me. I want to meet with my princess, Jungkook shouted. Sir, please don't move much, otherwise your will more, and your grandfather will, as if something will happen to you. Doctor said worriedly. Jungkook rolling eyes. I don't care if he will. You all let me go. I want to meet with my man. Cannot you all understand? Jungkook shouted loudly. Just then the door opened and that old man and Ryan entered in the room. Jungkook tried to get up, but again doctor held him. Jungkook glared at the poor doctor. Doctor looked at Jungkook's grandfather and spoke. Sir, he wanted to meet with some girl named Van. Or princess. Please call her. Van cheek turned in embarrassment. Jungkook's grandfather nodded and looked at Van and gestured her to go. Van walked towards Jungkook. As soon as Van went beside Jungkook, Jungkook pushed the doctor and got up and hugged Van by her. You are all right, princess? He said and checked her if she got any or not. I'm okay. Cookie, you rest. Down back on the Wan said, and Jungkook obeyed her immediately and on the peacefully making a doctor shocked. He smiled, seeing Wan looking at his. I'm okay, he said, like it's not him. But he is more happy right now because finally Wan spoke to him after 1 week. While Wan nodded and Jungkook held her hand, he was just looking at her face, not caring that there is also other people is present in the room. Jungkook's grandfather cleared his throat and coughed little, grabbing a Jungkook attention. Doctor, you can leave now. Dr. Bo and left the room. Now only three persons left in the room. Wan, Jungkook, and his grandfather. You to rest, okay? He said, pointing to the Jungkook. Serious. You said I'm your grandson, but I don't remember you. Who are you? Jungkook's grandfather sat on the stool. Yes, you are my grandson. Jungkook, I thought I lost my son and his wife along with her sons. Means you in car. But you are. Now let's go home. Your friends and grandmother are waiting for you. Wan cut him off. How can I believe you are telling the truth? I will not let Jungkook go with you. Jungkook curved into small smile, saying Wan not letting him go. There is a behind the Jungkook back, right? And that same birthmark my grandson has. Jungkook grandfather showed the photo to Wan and Jungkook. Jungkook and Wan look at each other. Has the same birthmark Jungkook have? Then how did you know I'm here? How did you find me? You work in a restaurant as a part-time job, and that restaurant is owned by me. One day when you were changing into waiter clothes, that time I saw his. I was going to come to you both, but before my find you and you because you are the only of John family. Van now understood why he was fond of. Even if I am your grandson, I will not come with you. Van looked at Jungkook as he deigned to go with his family. But why? Jungkook, you are a last sign of my late son. I don't want to lose you again. Your grandmother is waiting for you at home from the moment she gets to know about you. Jungkook grandfather gets emotional little bit. Jungkook took and looked away muttering whatever. He held Wan's hand tightly and Wan understood. She is the reason behind him not going to his family. Cookie, they are your family. You should go. Jungkook eyes widened. He wants to go to his family, but not leaving a Wan. Wan cut him off and said, you should go. I will come to meet with you sometime. Wan smiled. Van dear, can you go outside for a few minutes? I want to talk with a Jungkook. No, Van will not go anywhere. Shut up, Cookie. I'm waiting outside. I'm not going far. She scolded him, cutting him off, while Jungkook's grandfather smiled little, seeing how easily him. So, do you like her? Who? Van. Is she your girlfriend? Not yet, but soon she will be my wife. So you have already made long planning. Jungkook nodded. I will not go anywhere leaving her. Jungkook said directly. Jungkook grandfather laughing. You are just like your appa. Anyways, if you wanted her, then she is always welcome in our home. And if you her, then she will be going to be your wife. Everything will happen as my grandson wants. Jungkook face lighted up. Really? Then I will come with you. Jungkook grandfather nodded in happiness. Jungkook went back to his home after lots of struggle because he wanted Wan to come with him also. But Wan cannot go in anyone's home like this, so she told him she will come to meet with him sometimes. But Jungkook, being Jungkook, did not listen to her, and then he found a flat around the house of his grandfather for Wan, so he could meet her every day. And that's what he do. But with that, he also joined the training for his and also he worked with his grandfather about the company which they run as he's going to be future boss. Jungkook's grandfather was impressed that how fast Jungkook learned everything. Like this 5 months went. Wan sometimes come to meet with Jungkook's grandmother and grandfather while Jungkook go to her flat every day. He did not talk about his feelings from the day he apologized to her, but he never stopped caring for her. He is still same that man. Why you did not come to meet with me last Saturday, dear? I got some work. I'm sorry, Grandma. It's okay. I want to show you something. What, Grandma? Jungkook grandma sat beside a van on the and put a photo album. This is a Jungkook childhood photo album. Van smiled and started to see the album, but then her eyes widened seeing the first photo. Van whispering, "This is me." Van looked at her childhood photo with a little boy. She was a Jungkook friend. She lived in their neighbors. Van shocked. This little boy is a Jungkook. Grandma nodded. Van covered her mouth in shock. So Jungkook is the boy she wanted to meet, with the same boy with whom she fell in love and wished to stay forever. How I did not recognize him, Van muttered to herself. Before Grandma could speak anything, Van stood up and ran outside. Van pushed open the door of Jungkook's cabin with a smile, but she instantly regretted seeing the scene. Jungkook was over a woman, her eyes filled with tears.